I'm sure we'll dive into this all different types of ways. But like, yeah, anything that challenges a current paradigm or challenges what people think the world is, like, there's just resistance all over that. It's like, no, this guy can't be right, because if he's right and what, then I'm wrong, and if I'm wrong, what? Like, I don't exist. Like, there's like these, like, we think that these issues are just like on the surface of like, oh, I don't like that or I don't understand it, but you're touching on like deep existential fears of like when you're challenging someone's paradigm, or when something out there challenges someone's worldview, like that, people are so identified with how they think that they see the world or how they think the world works, that when something in that is challenged, like, it's challenging their identity, like it challenges their very existence. And there's just, you have to be sensitive to that, and you have to kind of end up having to have compassion for it, honestly, because we're all there in some way. There is a paradigm that every one of us is afraid of letting go of, even if we're not aware of it.
Yeah, for sure. When you were in that place where music wasn't hitting it for you and you couldn't create, like, how long were you in that for? And then like, only now you're talking about listening to music. Are you creating again? Are you stuff?
Yeah, so it's been a process, kind of identifying what, because this music thing is so deeply entrenched in like so many of my other beliefs, I guess, or so many of my other personality traits, that like it's been a process identifying which, like if I sit down to make music now, like I can identify, like, all right, like that right there, I did it because I felt it. That right there, I did it because I thought I had to finish it. You know what I mean? That right there, I did it because I was perfect for the time and how it felt. That right there was like, nah, you got anxious that you weren't doing this enough, so you tried to do that. And what's happening is that's happening less and less. So it's more and more and more of like just what's right in the moment happening, and less of what you think needs to happening. But like when I first got into that, like I didn't know at the time that I was gonna go X amount of time without making anything new. You know what I mean? I just knew, like, right now I'm not, like, right now, this moment today, like, I'm not feeling it. I want to do this instead. And there was just so much juice. Like, we talk about the juice. Like, there was so much juice behind, like, going and studying, and like just going to Longwood Gardens and like looking at flowers, like and like just playing with the kids. Like, there was just so much juice behind doing a particular thing, and just no juice behind music, because I had turned music into this like kind of means to get me famous, or means to get me where I wanted to get, like into this means to an end. And music is the celebration of life itself. It's not a means to an end. So it was like I had like abused it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, there was no juice behind that at all. I was like, let me just get this out of my head and go do this and go do this. And then it's like, it was punctuated, or it's been punctuated by these times of like, every now and then me and John will have a jam session. It'll be really good. Or like I'll pick up I'll pick up a guitar and like learn something or do something. I was like, wow, wow, that felt great. Or I started playing.
And it's crazy because, I mean, just speaking on last night, like, through that distance and that kind of work that was done off screen, like, our style together has become more refined. It's more distinct. And there's like, and the ease with which we were like creating things that could basically be blocked out into songs was super easy and super right.
So you guys feel like you actually feel like you're creating better music?
I'm telling you that this process is leading to like musical perfection as far as an expression for me. Like it's like,
and I don't know if I can speak for you, but like for myself, I think a lot of my struggle throughout my whole life was knowing that I could create better music. You know, knowing that like
I could do better.
Just not there yet.
It's like untapped potential. We have the infinite potential, and you're trying to like get into that. Sometimes it's hard to find. Like you're like, okay, I know this is out there. I know I can do it. I have that feeling. Like
it's
with
like
all of this stuff.
It's like Muji said, your house is built on, you have gold under your house and you don't know it. Like you have a treasure chest.
Yeah.
And you don't know how to open it or something.
Yeah.
And there's frustration with that, because like there's the thought of like, I need to fulfill this potential or else. But
it's like the devil's snare from Harry Potter, where like the more you struggle, the more it fucking strangles you.
No, it really is. Like the answer, the thing that gave me peace about like just waiting on the music thing was like, I had this feeling that like no matter what, everything will get better as I pursue this one path, and everything that I try to do outside of this path is just going to eventually crumble and lead me back to the path. So like the increasing of awareness and like the increasing of just like spiritual awareness is going to make everything better. And like when it comes to music, like that, yeah, like because it's the increasing of awareness, even just on an outer level. Like you become more aware of, you know, how you feel in a certain groove and how you access certain, you know, like things you would do musically versus other things. And you become more aware of like, because like when you're making music and you're anxious, I mean, like coming from me, someone who like I did all the production, I did all the engineering, like there were so many different opportunities for me to either do something cool or for me to be like, this one isn't this enough. Like the drums could have been like, oh, these aren't like trap enough, or like the singing is like, oh, this isn't this enough, or like, you know, there were so many different things that could have been not quite something enough.
Seeking like some sort of perfection that doesn't really exist.
Whether it be perfection or whether it just be like something that I think other people are going to like.
Right, yeah.
So
well, yeah, the perfection actually in that sense comes from your perception of what you think other people want to hear.
Which is nonsense. Which is like, it's like
no one wants you to hear you try to make.
Yeah, no one wants to hear anyone trying. We're unaware of how neurotic our usual mental activity.
Oh, that
really
person
is.
just looked at me weird. Like, why are they looking at me weird?
Yeah,
What
and then
the
you're
hell is
caught
that
in
about?
you're
And
making
like,
up a
do
story.
I look weird? Do I have something going on in my face? Do I have this going on? Are they mad at me? Did I do something wrong? And then it's like, no, they're probably in their own head thinking about something. Or maybe they were. Maybe they looked at you and were like, yo, your pants are whack. Like, that's weird. But that's their own problem. Like, who cares?
They think my pants are whack because like their substitute teacher wore those pants and they just thought he was whack. It's like it's someone's own story. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Dude,